Hey there, Mark Harbert from markharbert.com, and in this video, we're going to talk about the way to properly structure your video when creating a video for lead generation purposes. This is good stuff, so stick around. I'm super excited that you've made it here. I'm actually talking to you in my home office here in just outside of Tampa, Florida, and I wanted to make this quick video for you talking about video marketing. You know, I'm a big video marketer, and there's a couple ways that video marketing can be used in your business. Really, it's kind of a twofold thing. One of them is for lead generation, and the other is for conversion, for relationship building. Okay, so when you understand like those two distinct aspects, you can really kind of get a good grasp on video marketing as a whole and how you can implement it. But what I'm going to talk to you about right now is specifically regarding using video for lead generation. Okay, now one of the biggest questions that I always get asked is, Mark, I'm not sure how to create a good video. I mean, I don't really know like the layout of a video that I want to use for lead generation. And honestly, my answer is always the same. And it's very, very simple. And a lot of times people just tend to overthink stuff, you know, and really it's not that difficult to make a video. Okay? And really, one of the things that I encourage you to do when you make a video is try not to be like Mr. Sales Guy. Okay, just be yourself, kind of be like you're sitting in a room right across from your friends, you know, having a beer or whatever, you know, just sitting there talking and chatting. Try to put yourself in that mental state of just relaxation. And really that's the best way that you can do a video. But there is kind of a basic structure to a video that you should keep in mind that has worked for me. Some people may do it differently, but it's worked for me. And I've generated, you know, at the recording of this video, like over 23,000 leads using video. So it's not that difficult. It's actually pretty easy. But one of the first things that you should have when you're using video, especially for lead generation purposes on, say, YouTube, is you want to make sure that you have an intro to your video. Okay? Now, why this is so important is the intro is super important, and that is because there's a couple aspects that you should have in your intro. Number one, you definitely want to have your name in the video. You want to tell people who you are, introduce yourself, obviously, and you also want to have your location, okay? And why I think this is important, okay, don't mind my spelling, you know, if it's off, but the reason you want to have location in there is because I believe that a lot of times, and I learned this from a big name networker one time when I was listening to a training on calling business opportunity leads, that one of the quickest ways to build rapport with somebody is to give them a frame of reference. You see, if you just call, you know, if you're just on a video and you say, hi, my name is Mark Harbert, and you're here for this reason, that reason, whatever you go into, and the problem with that is they have no clue who you are. You could be in China somewhere, and they would have no idea. So with them, what it does is it provides a frame of reference. So if I say, hi, my name is Mark Harbert, and I'm coming to you out in my home office outside of Tampa, Florida, immediately your mind it goes right to like a frame of reference. You know, if it gives you a familiarity point. It's kind of a point of comfort in the person's mind. Okay, if I say, you know, I'm coming to you from my home office in Tennessee, immediately you go to Tennessee. You know where that person is. So these are two important things that you want to have in your intro. The other thing in your intro that is super important is you want to make sure that right away you state the reason and what they're going to see in the video, because you can really, and I've learned this over time. You know, I haven't always done this with every single video that I've ever done in my business, but I do know that over time I've begun to learn that you really want to state very quickly in the video what it's about, because you will lose a person if you don't do that, okay? Because they want to know right away, what is this video going to be about? And what happens is, if you notice, if you've ever watched a YouTube video, the very first thing that I know I do when I see a video is I look down and I see how long the video is. And I make a quick decision whether or not I want to spend, 15 minutes watching this video, or even 5 minutes. I decide in my mind based on what I hear within the first 15 seconds. So you have to make sure you state what they're going to learn and what they're going to get out of the video. Okay, so let's just put here what the video is about. Okay, super important that you get that within the first like 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, so next, what is the next most important part of your video? Now, creating your video, you want to give them the content. Okay, so in your intro, whatever it is that you said the video is going to be about, you want to make sure you give them that content. So let's just say your video is about MLM tips. Okay? Let's say that you're giving them a tip on how they can build their business. Now, this is where you want to get into that. Okay? So if you get in the beginning of your video and you say, this video is going to be about 3 MLM tips that can help you build your business using the internet. Okay, so now your goal is to make sure that you provide them that content. Okay, so if it was 3 tips, you want to make sure you give them that. Tip 1, tip 2, and tip 3. Okay, and give it to them, give them good quality stuff. Stuff that's going to make them, well, wow, that was a really good point. It was awesome. And if you're kind of struggling with like, hey, I don't have any success to speak of, you can reference a leader in your videos. So for instance, if you don't really have a lot of, like, say, prospecting experience, say you're going to give them a prospecting tip, you can refer to a leader where you learned some good prospecting tips. Hey, I was listening to, Eric Worre or a Ray Higdon or whoever, or a Mark Harbert, What you could do is you can say, look, I was listening to a video from Eric Worre the other day, and he was talking about how this is like one of the best ways you can talk to a person. And in my mind, I thought, man, that makes total sense. And so I started implementing it right away. That's how you can kind of, in a sense, what we call regurgitate information. Okay. In the same breath, you're providing value to your potential market. Okay, so they start to look at you as a trusted resource. Okay, so your content is what you're giving of what you stated in the first 15 seconds. All right, now the third important part to creating a video, and this is the most important part. Okay, it's all important, but this is super important, is your call to action. Okay, this is really important, and I'm going to tell you, you would not believe how many people screw this up. It is critical because if your whole goal with creating this video is to generate a lead or get an opt-in, if you miss this part, you may not get it. Your conversions will go way down. And basically with the call to action, what you're doing is you are directing them what to do next. Okay? That's what you're telling them. You're telling them what to do next. All right? So if you get to this, when you get to this point, you basically want to say, look, if you want more information on how you can, this is what I say, if you want more information on how you can build your business using the internet, click the link in the description below. It'll take you to a site, put in your information, and I'll see you on the inside and make sure you get that information, that whatever. It could be a widget or a video, whatever it may be. Okay? So, but you want to make sure you direct them. Tell them what to do. Tell them what to do, not in a jerk kind of way, but just directing them. You see the link in the description, click that below, and you'll go to the next page. Okay? It's just that simple. But super important, you got to make sure you include this. And sometimes I see people, they do this call to action, and they get really nervous because they don't want to be bossy or come off bossy. Just be yourself. I mean, it's very simple. Hey, click the link in the description below. You're going to see this, and that, and bam. That's it. Okay? Keep it very, very simple. But these are the 3 basic elements to creating a good video for lead generation. Okay? This is a video for lead generation. Okay? And in another video, I'll go into how you want to maybe structure a video when you're doing something for branding purposes, whatever it may be. But if you're looking to generate leads and use video, this is your structure you want to use. And one last thing, and I'll leave you with one final point, is that you want to really keep your videos ultimately to 2 to 3 minutes. Okay? 2 to 3 minutes. If you get much longer than this, you're going to lose people. Okay? 5 minutes max if you're doing a lead generation video. And even 5 minutes is a little too long. Now, you might get a higher qualified lead, but you're going to get less of them. So if you keep it to 2 to 3 minutes, you're going to do much better. And so you really got to work on this and getting your structure together and doing it in a very concise, very quick manner. Okay, and if you can see just on this video, I get very long-winded. So for me, it's always been difficult to do that, but it's important. Okay, I appreciate you. If you want more information on how you can build your business using video, head on over to markharbert.com, enter your information, and I'll shoot you a free training video over that'll show you just how to do that. I appreciate you. This is Mark Harbert. Have an awesome day.